Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my Jay Bird. And this is, remember, in 1976 and in 1977, when I first learned how to play chess, created my opening, my theory, and everything. And the way I played back then is the way I play today. That's the way it is. That's the way I am. Anyway, I don't know how. You carry along certain traits and habits from when you were young and you played and or whatever you did, any kind of game or whatever, kickball or whatever you did. It didn't matter. You always had a certain style you did. So, okay, before I get started with this one, I want to let you know I'm coming up. I'm going to soon have a video with all the openings and variations just on that alone. One, and I'm creating another series. You know, I'm going to have a couple games of each variation at different levels of ELO. I'm going to bring that to you. I'm going to explain a little bit. Now, like in the past, or even my last video, playing chess and explaining how it's what I did is two different things. It's hard to do. Or try to lay something out for you and show you, well, this is the way it should go, or this and that. No, no, no. There's still mistakes. I never took this across the engine. I just take it from what I see, and then I go back over again. I made a mistake. I was telling you wrong, and this and that. But I still won the game, or what could have happened in the game. I do my best to show you that, So I'm not perfect. I'm no grandmaster, but and I hope I'll get better with that, which I'm trying. And when we get the higher ELOs, but I'll be using the arrows. But I pick and choose, and you can start. We'll start seeing the engines do more wrong. Okay. All right. Now, this is Nightbird. Knights waiting to bot 2,000. No errors, no assistance, no help whatsoever to beat this bot. Game 33, and I'm in white. And let's get to it with B3, E5, B2, C6, D3. Now, this is another way I fianchetto this bishop before I go into the bird here. Nightbird after D3, D5, E3, F6, D2, H5, E2. And there's your knight's bird since 1977. F5, and I can't stress it enough how you can move your pieces in the back ranks. Up, down, over, back again, up, over, again. Let's go on. Let's see what this looks like. After F5, H3, D6, F1. I bring the bishop back. Now why? He moved that queen up. Look, I know he's going to castle, so I'm getting a knight over here. After F1, he goes G6, E2. Into the knight's waiting. This is the waiting period of the knights. And let's say he didn't do that. He brought the bishop up, which they play that like that. Then I'd have to make another move and just, I don't know what I would do. Maybe move the knight over. Well, maybe I just move this knight over and leave it like that because it's just going to come back and be castled that way. But after E2, he castles. C1, E4, D4, pass. Excellent. Look at this. With perfect play and the way his pieces are, he's going to lose this game. But I'm not perfect playo. I still won it, but with help assistance, this and looking like this, oh, this would get crushed. All right, after D4, E7, E2, into the knight's bird. Oh, I should say back into the knight's bird again. See, this could be the night bird shuffle, I could call this variation, but I don't want to get too complicated for you. I want to just keep it one thing right now. This is the theory. You can move your pieces any way you want. I can move this one back over and come over in a corner table if I want it. Whatever. This is how this works. This is the theory going down here. And I got a lot more theory to show you. After E2, A6, C3, B8, B4, E6, A4, E7, B3, G5, A5, G4, takes G4, takes G4. I push B5. I can put this knight to take this piece. Let's see what he does. I got time. I have this. After b5, takes b5, takes b5, takes e2, back into the knight's waiting again, takes e2, c6, all right, we'll trade. Takes c6, knight takes c6, b3, d6, a3, takes a3, takes a3, and now you see where this is going. With this pawn, one knight here, this rook's coming over. After a3, g8. Nope, I'm getting in position quick. Look at this. Can't touch me. After c5, takes g2, king up. This is actually would be called the knight king position. But after d2, takes f2, rookie over, b1. He goes d8. Well, now I have to go b3. I have everything I need. He passes, I take. Nope, he's going to lose 2 pawns for 1 and have more trouble. Okay, after b3, g4, I take b7. What does he do? He goes e6. I'll go back over this. After e6, I go d8, c8. I take his knight now. e6, d7, c5, d6. I want to trade the rooks. b8, takes b8, takes b8, h2. Still, this is no easy. After h2, a6, f3, d1, f1, c2. And I knew from before, and that playing at 2200, this rook and knight is not enough to get the job done. I know it. So I didn't even have to worry about this. I know it. After c2, f2. Nope, wasn't even worried about the knight either. a7, e2, c1. Nope, queen. a8, takes a8, takes a8. h4, h8, no worries. e7, b3, e6. I want to get rid of the rest of the piece. d2, f5, takes f3, takes f3. h2 takes h4, g5, f4, takes f3, g4, check f4, g5, b2, f6, b3, e6, b4, d6, takes f5, e6, h5, c6, c5, d7, h6, c7, takes c6, d8, takes d5, e7, h6, d7, c4. I didn't want to play around with the king and the rook, so I played the pawn game. After c4, e7, c5, d7, e4, c7, e5, d7, c4, e7, d5, d7, b5, c8, h7, d8, e6, e8, d7, f8, c6, g8, a7, f8, check, e8, c7, f7, queenie, c8, f6, f8, g5, c6, g6, e8, g5, a5, g4, e4, g3, in the rocker now, f3, h2, e2, g1, and f1. Let's go back. I like to do this with the pawns now in the end. I practice my pushes, and even if you got the game, and let's say it could be closer than that, learn how to push your pawns around and move your king around. You know, it's good practice anyway. Let's go back over this quick. I want to take it from the beginning and then to a certain point. And like I said, you can't stress it enough how my theory, what if you're not getting this, it's just not moving these pawns up and putting these pieces up here. It's how you move pieces. You can move these pieces in around the back. And that's why I'm going to start showing you openings, games. I'm going to start creating games and then telling you these are the openings of the variation. All right, bishop goes back. I go back because he plans on castling, and he does. Knight comes over. I wasn't even thinking about putting the knights over here, which would be, what move would that be? He goes, I go, he goes. I go here in the knight bird again. That would be move 12 on 1. That'd be 112 if I moved over here. But I saw something else. This is number 1 move. number one moves over these pieces, and I wanted to leave the king open for a quick getaway here. So I went this way. I didn't go back into that. And I pushed the pawns up. And the game went, I saw that I don't have to take it, let him take it. I bring the knight back. All right, we trade. We trade. And the game goes on. I didn't have no fear because I had an attack on his king. And I'm looking over here. He just don't got enough down here to get anything done. Okay, he goes here. Let's say he would go like this. It would look like something like this. Let's say, I'm just saying if he would do that, I would go, I can't take this. I go here. Now what's he going to do? I'd say defend. Well, you say, well, why don't he jump the knight here? Well, now he blocked the rook. If he put the knight here, I'll take this. He pinned his rook. I got a pawn and he pinned himself. No. So if he would defend it, I would move this knight up here. And now guess what? If he goes back to, I'm already got 2 on this. If he goes back to defend it again, now I'll pin his rook again. No, he's going to lose some more pieces. But it didn't happen that way. I just showed you one scenario. I'd be here for hours, but the game went on like this. If I had to keep going over a game. And like I said, it gets tough. Sometimes I got mistakes. Probably a lot more than I realize trying to explain games to you. But you can see the way I play and my theory and my thinking here. And that's what I'm trying to bring to you. Just my style playing. And like I said, this theory goes deep. There's a lot more to moving these pieces in or back. I know you saw some crazy stuff already, but there's a lot more. It's not done. And I want to bring it all to you. And this is how the game really went, how I played it. And there you have it. Thanks for stopping by, and we're going to have some more. Remember, in 76 and the 77.